G'day, g'day. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Oh. Tone that down a little bit. Yeah, hope you guys are all having a good one. Today, I ain't sure what we're going to be exactly playing, but we'll get into it and hopefully it should be going well. Anywho, how'd you do me? Game over. I have some... Dude, alright, so I don't know. I may be uploading a video tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to see. There's a new GeoGen update. I spent like 15 minutes looking at it. Not a bad update. There wasn't a lot added per se. It was just some like changes, some fixes, stuff like that. There are a couple of things added, but nothing like crazy, like some crazy new nodes to work with. There's just some small stuff that I couldn't really work out. I mean, I can show. At the end of the day, TLDR, I'm still trying to figure out the usage of them. Sweet. What? The two things that I remember, there's some warp flow, which has been added. So one thing that's new is you now get to see like these lines and you get to see like a light showing where... This is the case for all warps, by the way. So I don't know if I had like warp noise, for example. Where's my warp noise? Noise, for example. You can see the noise. For example, so that's pretty cool. So I'm trying to figure out what this is, and there's no descriptions or anything on them yet. So it's just like warp flow simulations. There was a little bit in the release notes, like it resolves pressure for computing obstacle avoidance. I'm not too sure. I played around with it a little bit, like shoving it in, for example, this fluvial erosion. And then increasing the warp. It just reduces, I guess, the green aspect. So that would be the sediment, I'd assume. It's mostly just... Yeah, changes the sediment, I guess. I don't know about humidity. This looks kind of cool though. Okay, and the humidity changes as well. Interesting. So there's a bit of that. I don't know. I couldn't really figure out like there's an obvious what it does. The real question though would be, you know, how does that get like when would you apply that? There was input. I think there was like a... What was it? Yes, height map, recall, and store. So I'd assume you store it, and then I'm guessing you recall it? And this one I also couldn't entirely figure out. It was also something to do with the... This was something to do with, I think, animation. So I have to wait to see how they apply it in one of their things. Here we go. Added height map, store and recall nodes to allow feedback loops. So, I don't know, I guess if you need feedback, you can do that. But, I don't know. For me, like, I don't... It's not like it... Like, there's probably a really particular use case for that. I'm not aware of it. So I could make a video and say, hey, these have been added, but it's like, oh, I don't know what they do. So, I don't know. I may make a video. There's a couple of things that I can like talk about. Apparently the new control thing's alt left click, but I've been using that forever because I think set mine to industry standards. So industry compatible, but I guess if you do like default, it might be. It's yeah. Alright, so it's just the default now. Was the camera rotating around the center? I swear. Weird. Oh, I see. That's weird. Did I? It's rotating around to there. There might be something to mention, or is that always the case? I don't know. How you doing, by the way, Amy? Yeah, it is a bit of a painful thing. Your internet, though, by the way. So, I don't know. I could do maybe like a small, like if I was doing a video, I would just, you know, list off some of the things and then say some key things that I've noticed are yada 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 yada. Stream. It's like reasonably hot in my room, so I don't want to play Path of Exile. Maybe not Cyberpunk. I started a new Cyberpunk playthrough. I finished Kingdom Come Deliverance, and we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 coming out in less than a week, next Wednesday for me. Hype. So that was interesting. I need to keep that open. Asserting dominance, Amy. Asserting dominance. I'm gonna keep my task manager open. Are you gonna ask your question? Did I have a question? Answer. I said asserting dominance. That was weird. I think my CPU usage just went up randomly. And my camera flickered green. Maybe that's... What do you mean? Wait, the answer to what question then? Oh, my glowing turns. I reckon you got a PP cage. That's right. Wait, hold on. What do you mean? That is awfully suspicious, Amy, huh? You keep it away. Don't you bloody have that evil look on your face, Amy. I'm keeping you 10 meters away from me from here out, okay? No, you're not. You've been an A. Watch yourself. You know what? You do that, I'll steal Jimmy's cage and I'll shove you in there, okay? So, watch yourself. You're not okay with that. Sounds okay. No. You would be stuck in a cage, Amy. I mean, are you already in his cage? I also have a bunch of images. Okay, here's the thing. I'm mulling between two things. I gotta be honest. Okay, not for stream. I'm in regards. I have a bunch of pictures, right? I took, and these are like from my camera and stuff. So some of them I need to maybe delete because, okay, I hate Lightroom. I don't use Lightroom. What really annoys me? Hey, this pissed me off. This is such a cool image. I like it. It's fucking out of focus. We were always like walking so quickly, so you have to be like real quick and take the picture. And it looks fine because your camera screen is smaller than the size of your phone. Think like maybe like, I don't know, maybe like that is like the size of the camera screen. So I will pass it. But I have like a bunch of these pictures, right? Do I edit them? And like I could if I edit them, I could go something super like super light, because I'm not a great editor, so I could do some like minor changes. How do I like hide this? I swear. Oh, here we go. Like I do some like minor changes and like increase contrast, maybe clarity, dehaze it a little bit. Although weirdly, I get these weird spots. I don't know what that is. I guess it's just some camera type shit. Is it related to clarity? I don't know. Type shit. Exactly. I don't know. I could make some like real subtle changes. But then, I don't know. Sometimes you see some real cool stuff where people like adding some like cool, like, I don't know, vibes. And so it's just like, do I want something like that? I did some like cool coloring to some of the pictures. I don't know. It's like, is this, I don't know. The thing is like, is this A, too much? And B, this is like original with some like shitty shit that I didn't actually really focus on trying to make look good. Because there's some obvious ones I was playing around with. This one. It's like, this one, I mean, it was kind of obvious what to do with it, yeah? Like, I added an overlay, and I did this and this. Like, how do I... Because, like, you got the original, lighten it out, and underexpose it, or you could probably do less than what I've done. You can still have it brighter. Expose, for example, and I could, I don't know, change, like, we've got it maybe a bit too overexposed. You know what I mean? Like, where do you draw the line? Add like a vignette. This one's pretty easy because it's just like, oh no, I want this to be, well, visible at least. Because without it, by default it's like that, which is like, you can't, oh, here we go, you can sort of see. Without. It's kind of obvious, you know what I mean? Seeing what I want. Just making it visible. I don't know. I have to look through what pictures I actually like and what I don't like, so I don't know. Does this save if I close it? We'll find out. I guess so. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a good one. And I debate what to play. I could continue along. Maybe I continue along with my project that I've been working on. I've been working on a new one, honestly. Dude, I gotta finish my swords at some point. I'll be right back. I know. Oh, dude. Sorry, lazy but gonna be playing. What game are you gonna be? Oh, you're playing some Skyrim? I play some more Skyrim myself, actually. Do I have Skyrim on here? Speaking of, I do gotta remove... Okay, I was gonna click the eject button and I almost clicked the format button. So eject. Okay. It's fine. Hate having these plugged in. I always have one plugged in, but they make noises and they're a bit annoying. Because they're so old. So sometimes I have one that just like constantly unplugs and stuff. I don't know why. I'll play some more Skyrim actually. I just don't want to start anything until Kingdom Come comes out. Well, you know what I mean. So I know that I'm going to be focusing on that Sky. Oh, I do have installed. Here's my Cyberpunk. Oh, it's been so long. Yeah. This is one of the pros of me having to restart. I don't have to worry about where I am. Did you manage to finish it or not? I believe you did. Making this, by the way. Plotting around, I don't know. how much I'm actually going to do with it, but... Where's my... Oh, all my settings are gone. Dude, I've been grinding anime and whatnot. Oh. Almost finished season 2 of Tower God. I gotta be honest, it's been relatively long. I'll make Skyrim be full screen windows, so can't reply much. Yeah. Can you not? I recall having a similar issue, but I think I remember the fix. I believe you can only change that when you are in the original start. What is this? Was it here? Yeah, windowed. Yeah, here we go. Windowed borderless. This is where you change it. That's right. I remember. Because I had the exact same issue. Gonna be a beast on your phone. You're a beast whether you're on your phone or not, to be honest. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm gonna smooth everything. Because I'm gonna bring this into what do you call it? I'm gonna bring this into ZBrush. And I'm just trying to plot out how I want to do everything. What I think I want to do is I will add these borders around things. Sorry. Is that something that's really easy and maybe best for me to do? Or would that be better for me to do in ZBrush? Just using like the inflate tool. I'm not sure. But these, I'm going to add some text via inflate tool. Why is my thing spazzing? Kind of annoying. And these, because these aren't perfect. These, of course, they're like, this is like a manufacturer. This is like real life. Is pretty good. But these ones, which I sort of want to go, I'm like, oops, I'm using the wrong button here. My primary focus is I'm trying to recreate realistically these ones. These are my main focus. This one's a little bit different, the real world one. Like you're missing out these. There's a bit wider gaps there. This is a bit closer as opposed to this, which is a bit further. I am keeping this little roundy part in. That just sort of, you know, that makes sense. For a bridge. But these I'll probably just Boolean in. Not too sure how to make that object, to be honest. I think I know, but it might be a bit of a bitch. But the only issue is that Booleans are a bit of a pain in the ass. Outside of that, should be fine. Then it's just adding text. I'll add some damage and whatnot to everything. And then that's really it. I don't think this isn't going to be like a game essay. I'm actually trying to make this like kind of legit. I'm not too worried about retopology or having great topology. No, I've been grinding some Tower God. I've been watching 3 shows. Tower God. Because I kind of forgot that that was coming out. So I started watching that. The second season of it. I mean, a lot of people say absolute dog poo. I don't think it was as bad as people are putting it out to be. And that may simply just be because I've watched so many worse shows, honestly. Like, yes, it's not amazing. I've definitely seen much better. And I can't remember, like, there's some things that I can't tell if it was the same, if it was, like, kind of, in, season 1, or if that's something that's been, it's just a season 2 thing. But, I don't know, it's alright. Like, it's not, I've definitely seen some, like, real just poo. To the point where I'm just saying, I couldn't even finish watching. Let me just smooth this. Are you watching any anime at the moment, Amy? You mentioned you were watching that one. What was it? Nah, not like actively watching. Yeah. Oh yeah, you mentioned you watched 3 episodes of the Dawn to Dawn, but not like fully watching, of course. Seems. Okay. What happened? Why is that getting stretching there? Maybe I extrude and do by thickness. I don't know, if you ever get bored, I would check out Freerun. Oh no, maybe one day when we hang out we can watch the EP or something. Okay. It's kind of what I'm liking. Yeah. The thing is, I was actually thinking about, because I don't know, I was at work and I'm like, oh maybe. I was thinking about Freerun. I'm thinking, when I think about it, hear me out. Somebody's playing some really loud music or something. I don't think the Freerun start isn't bad. Like, I enjoy it myself. Albeit it is, like, relatively different to a lot of other things. Like, it depends on what you're wanting to watch Freerun for, you know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy Freerun, but I really like I'd say, like, to me, the last half is, like, my favorite. I really enjoyed the last half. Lots of action, lots of cool stuff. And obviously, as you'd expect, the first half is mostly just setting the stage, you know, it's made all the characters and stuff like that, and, you know, yada yada. So, okay. I gotta do the back side. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. This aspect would almost be better to do, and yeah, topology's fucking hard. So. Man, lot of games I got my eye on, I gotta admit, and I gotta like hold myself back. I think we saw something that could, unlikely, but may have been a spoiler for the next Humble Bundle, so that's kind of interesting. What was it? I think it was something to some Chinese site, some like Chinese New Year. So some people thinking whether that's just some like Chinese Humble Bundle or if that like still Humble Bundle but only for like Chinese wise, because sometimes they get some different stuff. Or if it's legit. I just realized it's gonna cause some issues. I'll cut that. I need some of those to be fine when I actually think about it. Shit. Maybe that. So yeah, some people are questioning that, really. Is it what? Immortals of Avium, some... What do you call it? Total War... Oh. Pharaoh. Which I do like Total War games. I had one other game and I cannot remember. So, not too bad, especially if it gets in. Maybe run an extrude. Okay. Any issues? I want to straighten that out. If I go like this, and then go back to my face, maybe that's fine. Okay, I think we can do this at least. That makes no sense. You want a bit of a curve going. It's gonna be a little wonky in all ways, but oh well. What you get up to today, Amy? Like that. Just chilling, went to Gordon Harris. get some new supplies. Maybe that's fine. Go back to face. I think that's pretty good. Might touch that up and make it a bit wider. Seems good to me. I feel like I'm on the verge of sneezing, dude. It's kind of annoying me. Oops. Actually, I'll touch that up in a smidgen, because I will actually grab these. Sneeze. Today I had a couple sneezes, actually, I think. Just getting a bit of hay fever. Especially after, when I was working. Apparently I got some more work coming up as well, so that's pretty good. Some work coming up on Monday. I said I might be getting a bit busy on the 5th, because that's when Kingdom Come comes out. There we go. Alright. So I'm a bit... And we have our game test. You guys who are watching that aren't Amy probably won't know, but Amy, myself, a couple other mates signed up for a game test at a local game development company that we may be interested in working at in the future. So, pretty good. I mean, it's kind of like a pro, you know what I mean? Like, play test, you get you get rewards and stuff from going to the play test, as well as you get to test out and check out a new game that's coming out. And, you know, maybe you get some ideas for future stuff and whatnot. It should be pretty cool. It'll be like my first full-on. I've done quite a couple play tests, both like really, really chill play tests where it's just like, hey, you know, we're testing games, go just download it and check it out, and if you got feedback, fill out a form. Then there's like actual actual play testing that I've done, like where you got to sign NDA and actual give like, you know, like maybe a 20-page form filling out stuff about what our thoughts are, what could be improved, stuff like that. It's like more in-depth play test. But this will be like my first full play test where you're getting actual like rewards, and you're getting you're actually like physically in person there. So that'll be pretty cool. And then the other pro of it is, one, you know, you can always potentially, it may lead to other playtests with them and stuff like that, as well as like, you know, if you're getting hired there, you can be like, you know, why should we hire, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of know you a little bit already, because we already know some people that work there, so it's also just like building a bit of a what do you call it? A bit of a history with the company, so you can potentially utilize that to help get into the company. I wouldn't mind working there. The thing is, yeah, connections. You get a bit of a, I don't know, I feel a little bit miffed on it, you know what I mean? Because I got 3 places I have my eyes on. Primarily, like, at the end of the day, I would almost take anything, really. Within a reason. Like, there's some obvious things, like, I'm not gonna shaft myself, you know what I mean? but at the same time, like, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna like shaft myself on some opportunity that's either A, way too good to be true, or something that is obviously a bit of a scam. But at the same time, like, I would take most things, but there is like, you know what I mean? There's some things that I would have to debate. Is it worth just going here and working here, or is it worth waiting an extra month or two and trying to find a better job? Because there's some stuff like if I'm working on some like, you know, maybe there's some company that's working on some new like mobile game and it's like, you know, teaching kids how to count and it's some like shit game. Like, dude, working there sucks. That would just be painful. Like, you know, you can sort of have a bit of fun with some things, but when things are like you're just making a shit game and you're making like real basic assets that like 5 minutes and they just aren't detailed and it's like absolute just you just pumping absolute dog shit out, then so I don't know. We got a little bit of stuff where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. That one, those sorts of jobs, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know about that one. But the three ones that I'm looking at, Cerebral Fix. There's another studio that I think is hiring in New Zealand. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't asked, but they have it on their hiring page. That's Digital Confectionaries and Grinding Gear Games, which are working on Path of Exile. So I think I mull between two things. Do I work? Is it better for me to work in my current city, or is it better to just straight up just go, I'm a move to the other side of the country? It's such a thing. I don't know. Like, grinding your games is kind of like getting close to like the peak of what you're gonna hit in New Zealand. I mean, hey, this at the end of the day is like even if they offer a job, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, they might not be looking for people that do what I do. Also, they might not be interested in me, you know what I mean? But if I did have the opportunity, it's like let's just say, you know what I mean? I get to the end of this, I send an application to both, let's just say, Cerebral Fix and Grinding Gear Games. Is it better to, and let's just say I'm accepted by both, for example, is it better to go for like, I don't know, kind of like a peak company in New Zealand, but there are consequences to that, or is it to just go kind of like a Mac company? You're pumping out some games, and maybe they're like kind of some of them are like not too bad, some of them are kind of like not great. But there's been some decent games out of Cerebral. There's been some kind of it also depends on what they'd be working on next as well as their title. But it's like what's better, you know what I mean? If you stay in like your home city and stuff like that, you're not having to potentially like. You're not dropping everything to move, right? You move. If I'm going to the top of the country, you know what I mean? I gotta get my car there. I gotta look at somewhere that I can start. I gotta look at like a place that I can stay there. I gotta look for all these things. I gotta move my computer. I gotta move a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? It just starts getting kind of like a bit of a pain. I gotta drive my. Did I say I gotta drive my car there as well? Would I take my car or would I sell my car? You know what I mean? That starts getting a bit hammy, and I don't like. I just don't like thinking about that because that's just like, it's it's one of those things where like the more you own, the more you got to worry about in that regard. You know what I mean? If you don't, got like a car, you don't got the good PC, you don't got a stuff like that. Then it's just kind of like, we'll just establish that shit once we get there and not worry about it. I just got to bring clothes and stuff. But now it's just like, gotta worry about transporting my PC. I had to worry about, do I bring my car up there because I'd want to maybe drive there, but then maybe I wouldn't want to drive it. Is it worth selling my car, buying a car when I get up there, and just having a completely new car from the money that I got from selling my car? Because, you know, my car is like maybe it's not 5 years old, but I think I've had it for about 5 years now. Maybe 4 years. I know, I really love the car, but there's also like selling. They just get to a point where it's cars they diminish in value every year. So every year that you hold it, they lose value. And so, you know what I mean? It's like, how long do you hold on to a car before you have to decide, I'm going to sell it or I'm not going to sell it, but if I do go to sell it in the future, I'm not going to get much money for it. I'd probably get like 8,000 for it if I sold it now, which means I would have lost about 2,000. Maybe I could get it for a bit higher than that, maybe like somewhere between 8 to 9,000. So, still good, but maybe I could pull what I told Jamie where I get myself a moped. Honestly, that actually probably wouldn't be a terrible idea. Like if I was moving up to the North Island, would it be better to have a car or would it be better to have a moped? Moped would suck in the rainy days and stuff like that. But moped would be better pretty much every other time. Cheaper and easier, potentially. You might get one. How yeah. But then yeah, of course, the alternative is I stay in my current city. I don't have any of those issues. Because, you know, I can stay, you know, I could either still live, I'd probably, like, realistically, I'd still live with my parents if I got a job. The only, like, I'd be having to pay board and stuff like that at that point, though, because I don't pay any board at the moment now. Part of that is because, one, I just got, like, my parents like, Toby, while you're studying, you know, you don't got to pay because you need to focus on studying and getting through that. And two, I work for my dad anyway, so it's like, I don't make it, like, it sort of works sort of both ways, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to pay me as much money, and I guess the money that he, you know, doesn't pay me compared to maybe other employees, for example, that's kind of towards him anyway, or the family. But also, I don't have enough job work anyway now. So if I was getting paid, if I did have to pay board, they know that I would not be able to afford it because they can't give me enough work because of recession right now. So realistic, yeah, it's not great. But once I go, it would be either A, pay board and worry about, I mean, you know what I mean, like once you get a job, like pay, like when you're working casual or part-time, sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain for that, but I'd be pretty much going straight into working full-time, so you know what I mean. Very much like a not issue. What was that? The only question is, will I have to pay board straight away, or I got a little bit of leniency until I get a job? I'm not a loser. I'm not gonna fucking, you know, stay with my parents and not pay board for fucking 15 years. I'm pretty much gonna go straight into it, really. That's straight into trying to get a job, because I mean, I know so many people that just like from high school, they didn't even get like they didn't even go to uni. They just straight up just like, oh, I'm gonna just stay with my parents. It's fair enough. But at the same time, it's kind of like, They just like don't pay anything. They don't have a job. They didn't go to uni, and I don't think they have anything sorted out in their life. And then it's just like, oh, buddy, you're gonna struggle because you got like nothing to work off of. I feel like my brother's also, he doesn't have that issue exactly, but he's got the issue of every year he goes out and does some Camp America, not literally Camp America, but similar to it. And he's not too sure what he wants to do really. So he's just doing that, then it's like, I don't think he's too sure on how long, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's gonna be doing that forever. So it's like, where next? I do have a bit of a conundrum. Gonna have to move these. And then you got the big team move of still trying to find. I think she's moving. I guess maybe she's going to Australia or something next year, I think. I think that's what she was saying to me. Because she mentioned something about she needs to get one more year of studying before she moves. That's either moving out or moving to Australia, because she keeps telling me about how Australia is so much better and stuff. So it's a little annoying. I don't really want to go out and move countries, to be honest. I'm on two minds, mate. There's gonna be a point where I'm gonna have to move out and stuff like that, out of the country, I assume. Unless I get real lucky with jobs here, but if I can, I'd like to not have to worry about that for a good while. I'm pretty satisfied outside of this. Why is... This one is like so much thinner. I'm not sure how, because I swear I did them the same. Yeah, this year I gotta start saving for next year. There's just so much that I gotta do next year. I mean, depends on if I get any job offers, really, or not. If I get job offers, then I gotta establish what I really want to do in that regard. If not, then, you know what I mean, I probably just get a casual and or casual part-time job until I find a job in the industry. And then I gotta start making sure I save money for in case. I mean, because one, I'm gonna be buying some new stuff soon for all this. Not soon, but before I leave, well, not before I leave. My plan is, I mean, I think this year I'm still gonna go get Jenga and stuff, but what am I just gotta think. Hold on. There's a couple of software that I buy. There's Gaia, but I don't think Gaia's not a yearly subscription. That's you buy the version, which I've already bought the latest version of Gaia, so I'm pretty happy with Gaia. I don't have to worry about that. Marmoset was the same deal. A lot of money. I was saving up for a while for that one. That one's fine, because that one will last me maybe 3 or 4 years. I've got my Substance software. So at the end of this year, I'm going to buy the Substance software. I'm not sure about Modeler. I probably won't get Modeler, but there is the off chance that I may get Modeler. There are some things that Modeler does much better and easier than ZBrush, but I have ZBrush. Do I really need Modeler? And is it worth spending the money? It depends on how much money I have spare there. If I get lots of job opportunities, like not lots of job opportunities, but I have lots of work because we're out of the recession, which is looking for, I think, September, I think is when we may be getting out of recession. I think that's the current look. So maybe there's a bit of work, and spending $200 on a new modeler may not be a bad idea. But that one's very much like a depending on the time. I do want to definitely get the new painter. I think the painter is going to be a must. That's going to be a bit. I think designer is maybe. That one I'm a 50-50. Like the modelers, just it depends on the time really and how I feel. The importance of designer is a 50-50. In some regards, I probably don't need it. In some regards, maybe. It depends on what they come out with this year and are going to be coming out with next year. Because the year before, the thing is, I don't think I've missed too much. I got pretty lucky with my designer. I think this year's designer, I'm not missing too much. Let's see. They don't have the latest ones come out, so people are thinking maybe February or March is when the new Adobe apps are coming out. But I'll put some money aside. But we have they've done an update, so I'm not too sure why the new stuff isn't here. Why do they do a January thing? Oh, I guess they're waiting for something even bigger then. Usually these big ones, because they didn't add anything, it's just improvements. So this is just some update. But what they added throughout the year was kind of shit. Adobe Substance has been fucking badly recently. They only came out with 1 or 2 updates. 1 update. So nothing came with the new version. This is just, I mean, yes, it's adding stuff, but what it's adding is effectively like hyper specific. This doesn't even add anything. This is just improvements. This is the only ad where there is some good stuff, but there's like Node dedicated to color manipulation. So there's some quantize and stuff, which is good, niche, as you'd probably expect for designer, especially at this point. If it was something overly important, they probably would have added it by now. Kubihara filter, once again, kind of niche. Kubihara is cool, but it's nothing too crazy. Curvature smooth, pretty cool. But it's not like a be all That's right. We've got histogram equalizer. I'm not too sure the point of this, actually. I believe there already is a histogram equalizer for a grayscale image to equal distribution. Is there not already this? I mean, it's not called histogram equalizer, but I forgot what it's called, but is there not already one? I don't need to search up, but I'm pretty sure there already is one, so maybe it's just like slightly different, but bevel smooth. I mean, this one will be good, but it's also like, it's not like, this one's pretty helpful, but it's not like, you know what I mean? I like, do I think it's worth $289 for these? No, not at all. So buying a designer maybe once every 3 years, maybe kind of not a terrible, I guess, thing. As this was the only update that they did throughout the whole year. That added stuff. I mean, there's this, which isn't too bad, maybe, but yeah, it's just nothing. Like, you know what I mean? It's not worth, I don't think. If you've already got designer and it's not like 10 years old, it's probably, you know what I mean? And then, oh, I got really scared because I didn't see Painter. I already have Painter. I'm not too sure if I'm going to get 2025 Painter. I probably will not get 2025 Painter. I already know what they're working on for this year, though. At least, I think, for the start of this year. So I'm not going to get Painter 2025, I don't think. But I'll get Painter 2026. The only reason I'd get Painter 2025 and Designer 2025 would be, the only reason I would get the 3 of them 100% is if they were removing them off Steam. There's so many things that like I regret not getting because they removed it off Steam. Like there was even a, what do you call it? The cloth software, I forgot what it's called. Amy, you'll know what it is though. And that would have been nice to have, because that one is shite. There was also a Marmoset as well on here, which they since removed. Bitches, none of them. I got none of them. So yeah, if they were removing them, I would just get them. That's what I've done in the past. So I have Substance. I've got a couple. I got like Stager and Sump, and I haven't used them like ridiculously. Like I got 22 hours and Sampler and Stager, but I look at these like, if I ever need to use these in the future, I can at least have them. I think Stager is going to be incredibly rarely used though, and Stager has some issues. So Stager is kind of like a ship. Stager was bad and they didn't update it. They said we're gonna provide some updates, and then they didn't before they left. Well, they didn't, but they didn't say that. But so there was an update. They just said important update. We will be offering updates. They're saying we're taking it off, but you'll be receiving free updates all throughout 2024. Motherfucker. Single update included several security fixes. AKA literally nothing. Like, I don't know, dude. You could have just not said that at that point, because that was such a non-thing. And the update would probably have been free even if that wasn't the case, because usually that kind of carries over a little bit through January. And then Sampler was the same deal. You know, you'll be receiving free updates throughout 2024. Not a single update. So Substance is a bit of a fucking scammy. They're a bit scammy like that. Like, I don't know. I can defend them with some things, but that shit's kinda, like, not cool. And there were updates throughout the year, at least for definitely Sampler. But yeah. For anybody interested on what's coming to the Substance apps, though, for the next version, which I'm not going to be buying, it is, drumroll, boom, 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 new rendering stuff. So at the moment they use, I believe, Iray as a rendering system, both Painter and Designer, and they are overhauling that for a better thing. I don't know if that's prompted because Marmoset is doing such a great job or not, but that is what they're doing. Which I feel kind of meh on. Like, I feel like I have no complaints with it, but in two cases, it's kind of like a bit of a for me. If they improve the viewport, I don't know how they could improve it, but if they do improve the viewport, no complaints there. That's I guess in all senses a win. But from what I understand, the Iray aspect of it is I would assume primarily the actual renderer. So when you're actually fully rendering, which could do with some improvements. It's not perfect. It's like, you know, I mean, there's a lot better. Like V-Ray's better, Redshift's better. You know, I would assume Arnold's better. Yes, Arnold's better. As much as I hate to say it, you know, Cycles is better. Like it's great if you want to see like an example of what it would look like in rendering, but you know, there are better rendering systems, but it is pretty good. Like if I want a quick render, it's so much easier to get a quick render out of that than have to report it back to Arnold and then set everything up and then, you know, get a different result anyway. Like you're getting the result that you're exactly after already there. But one, to me, if you're really worried about rendering, you're probably going to be using a DCC software. So there's very few occasions when it's going to be the case that you're actually using Painter or Designer for rendering in particular. Right? Like, the rare cases would be something like you model and stuff in something like ZBrush, where you can do like renders in ZBrush, but not really. I guess even less of a thing now, because if you pay the shitty subscription, which is a waste of money in my opinion, but that's kind of your only option, you get Redshift with it. So, and Redshift therefore is better than Iray anyway. But prior to that, if you have an older version, the rendering's not great, so Iray would probably be better than that by a good mile. But on the other side of the story, why would you do that anyway when you could just render it in Blender and get an even better result for free? The only downside is you have to download Blender and have a bit of knowledge with using it, so I don't know. So that's why I think it's kind of stupid. Even if they improve it, I doubt, like, unless they can make it good enough to compete with those, I don't see it being worth it. In both senses of, like, buying a new version just for a better renderer, but also, like, I'd rather new features and improvements over a completely new render overhaul, you know what I mean? Because there's definitely things that could be improved with Painter and stuff. both that I can think of and that I've seen other people think of. So, yeah. So, I don't know. One of those things, though. So yeah, that's effectively why I'm not even really too bothered by next year. I assume that if we're lucky, we'll get 2 updates, which should not be something that we should be hoping for only 2 updates for. But like on Golly, Jenga is coming out with more updates yearly, and they have only like 20 or 30 employees. That's spread across, now 4 different software, being, Embergen, Liquidgen, Geogen, and Illugen. 4 employees split between those 4. Maybe there's a 5th one, but I would assume they're not, considering they're coming out with a new one, Illugen. But, which is crazy. And they're coming out with more things, each year. And that's excluding the fact that they're working on mainline features as well. Like coming out with new features, like there's been a couple Geogen updates, there's been a couple Liquidgen updates, both fixes and adding new things and stuff like that. But then also next year is going to be like a major thing anyway with Embergen 2.0, hopefully, Liquidgen 2.0, Illugen actually releasing, and maybe Geogen stuff, if we're lucky. Probably not a full mainline version, though. Where those are pretty much like complete overhauls. For better or for worse, whenever it's like a 1.0 or a 2.0, those are usually like they do a full rewrite. Let's see. I think this is being done in Maya. I can hear some of this and something really loud. PFBX. Root. Basic. Maya. How do I do what I'm trying to do? Display. Oh, here we go. So I'll probably end stream like 9:30. Probably 9:30 actually, to be honest. Oh, speaking of actually, Amy. Sorry, just trying to find where that is. Speaking of, Amy, how's your Unreal Engine Blender stuff going this morning that you're working on? I hate how this happens. Dude, Maxon, suck my wiener, honestly. I gotta open the Maxon app, which is just annoying, just for it to go, oh, you do have a license. Why can you not check the license in your fucking program? So stupid. Poor design. Oh, I was just doing some tweaks on animation in Real Blender. I was just finding a nice rig to use to make some new fun. Ooh, excited to see that. Are you integrating Unreal into it? That'll be pretty cool to see then. Hey, if you need anything from me as well, hit me up. Oh, you're not? Okay, that's good. Yeah, I would like to help you. I mean, if you actually have a question that you want, I'm down to hop on a call, even while streamer. If it's something you know you want to keep secret, then I can, after stream, quickly do that with you. I just wanted to make that so yeah, that's all good. I get that. It is like me yesterday when I was it yesterday or the day before when I was working on this brooch? No, it's the day before because I was working yesterday. And I was just like, bro, I just want to work on my brooch and I'm getting so many issues with mine. I had to delete preferences. Such a waste of time. I still want to do some touch-ups to my Pocheater. I think, like, model-wise, there's not really anything that I can do, but I can do some touch-ups to, like, the renderer and stuff. And I still need to go through my photos to see what's good and what's not, which I would do on stream, but there's a couple pictures like my family and stuff which I don't really want to be going over on stream, of course. So yeah, and I need to hang out with you at some point as well. Again, we got to catch up again, and I need to catch up with my friend Jacob. I messaged him earlier today. No, I messaged him yesterday because I'm like, dude, this is so weird going back into ZBrush. I am not a ZBrush man. ZBrush, dude, it's been like a month since I've done anything 3D related pretty much, and then it's even longer since I've done anything ZBrush related. At least I did Pocheater a little bit. I did Pocheater actually not too. You know what I mean? I didn't use ZBrush at all for a while, and then I went into Pocheater like a week before I left or something, for a couple of days. So at least that's a pro. But yeah, I gotta have a call with my homie Jacob because I messaged him. I think I messaged him while I was at work or something. So I was just like thinking, I'm like, honestly, we gotta have a talk. I gotta have a talk with him. Yeah. No, I'm joking. Well, I do gotta have a talk with him, but I want to talk to him about, you know, just like what he's been up to throughout the holiday. You know what I mean? Like just catch up and sort of get in the game because I know we will be working on like one big group game, so I want to like you know, like I would love to work with Jacob again. So um I want to have a chat with him, you know, if we can have a little chat. I mean, we're not going to think about what game we're going to be working on because it's like one, it's early. We might not be saying that until like middle of the year, and then two, there might be like restrictions around it, so it's a complete waste of time like thinking about it. But maybe think about some stuff like, you know, social media. Maybe we should do some of that when we should be doing some like potential like sticking it on Steam and stuff like that. Or some stuff like that. Like, there's so much that you got to think about when it comes to like these games. Because just like this is like you can just like not social media and then just shove it onto fucking Steam as soon as you're done, and some of the teams do that. My magnum opus exact. Well, ideally, if it's not my magnum opus, I'm gonna be crying, dude. Um, Magnum condom. No, I believe that's right. That reminds me of that reminds me. Side note: my dad was doing a quiz, or something while we were there on his phone, And I was getting a bunch of the questions right from because he was like asking us to see if we knew what the answers were. And one of the ones was like, it's like a multi-choice question, and one of the questions was, what is the term magnum opus? Is it a yada 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 yada? And I knew that one. It's like your peak work, the best thing that you've done. I can't remember the exact term used, but that's effectively what it means. It's Latin, I believe. But yeah, so, but yeah, when it comes to that, it's like you can just shove it out in any way, but there's lots of stuff that I got to think about. Like, is it like one, like, if you want to get onto like new and trending page, it's generally said that you need to hit 7,000 wish lists before, like, if you hit 7,000 wish lists and then you release your game, you're gonna be on new and trending. Maybe, like, that's generally like it's not like a set requirement, but pretty much that I know of, that's kind of like you pretty much are going to be needing to hit that. 7,000 wish list is a lot. Also, by the time that we release the game, whether for free or for paid, you need to hit 10 reviews within the first week. Otherwise, you will kind of get shafted by the algorithm, and it'll be hard for new people to find your game. So we got to, I mean, hitting the 7,000, you'll get the 10 easy, but as well, you know, I got to source 10 people, and if it's a paid game, then I will pay for them to get the key, you know what I mean? Because yes, if you own the game, you can effectively give a key to people, but if you have a key, it doesn't go towards the 10 reviews, is what a lot of people do wrong that I see. At least I've seen a lot of people in the classes and stuff, they will give out keys to like students and get people to review it, but those don't count towards your 10 reviews, so a bit of a waste. So it's better to, I mean, giving out keys is free at least, but I would rather, if it's like a paid game, right, I'd rather give them $15, say, hey, can you buy this? We'll give you $15 if you buy it, and then just give us a review, whether positive or negative. Just give us any review, and that way it goes towards it. But I know plenty of people, and I'm sure we'll be able to find 10 people anyway that would be interested. I'm sure, like, you'd be interested, Amy, and I got a couple others that I reckon would be interested. And then there's other stuff like when do you want to start selling it on social media page? And then the homie got the long face. J campaign. But yeah. And then there's like social media side of things. Is it better to start your social media for your game? Like, when do you start? Do you start it in the concepting phase? Do you start? Because if you start it in the concepting phase, like, if you know game development, you know, even I would assume even like AAA titles, your concept is always going to be significantly different to your end phase. I mean, obviously you have protagonists, and those will probably stick pretty similar, but like, even if you see like if I go, I don't know if I can be showing this, to be honest. I feel like I can. Kingdom Come. Browse local. I bought the art book. And even looking at like the concept, like, oh, of course a lot of these concept arts are very similar because Kingdom Come strives to be the best, like number one, when it comes to what do you call it, like historical stuff. So it's going to be pretty similar because it's trying to. These are like a bunch of characters, and I think, do they cover it here? Oh, they don't cover it in here. But a lot of them, like a lot of the characters, like this is, I believe one of the characters in the game. I forgot his name though, and looks different and stuff like that. So a lot of the time, like you'll have stuff and they just look different anyway. They go through a lot. Like for example, this is not. He doesn't look like the protagonist, for example. Even though that's like resembles, but it's not entirely the same either. So stuff like that. Even that stuff changes. So it's like, do you want to start it? Is it better to start it? Like maybe you can show off. I think like if I were to start it, I'd probably start it like halfway through development. Like we've gotten, because the way that I'd want to do it when I think about it, I think is I want to do it so I want it to be like, of course this is if we even get people interested in following and you know interacting with us, but because I'm not very good at like social media and stuff, but it'd be stuff like, you know, you want to interact and it's like, hey, we're thinking about adding one of these three things to our game, and then you community vote and the community votes and you add whichever one the community fits on. That stuff is great. Like that stuff is amazing. But that stuff is not until you're like, that's like the last probably like 20% of like developing the game per se. Like it's not the last 20% overall, because last 20% is generally like optimizations and bug fixing. But at least of like making the game what it's going to be, that's probably like the last 20%. Or even then you could have like the complete finished game, and then these are just extra things like what you're doing on top. Sort of how I think what do you call it? I think Minecraft does, like we're thinking of adding a mob. Which of these couple mobs would you like to see? Like which, just choose one of these like 3 mobs or something, and we'll add them in the next version. Stuff like that. So I want to be doing that, and I think what I would be doing, I think ideally, is doing like a weekly or bi-weekly thing. So I think maybe like a weekly, but doing like a bi-weekly. So you could do like each week we do like a summary of like what we've achieved throughout the week. So hey, we've been working on implementing some new redesigning some characters, and these are some of the new characters, and you post some of the new characters, and we've been doing overhauling, I guess, the enemy AI and stuff like that. And then potentially like every bi-week, so second week, you can do like a poll of like what we should be adding. Something like that I think would be great. And then potentially you could have like more like sporadic posts as well. So that's like your overall what you've done throughout the week, and people can kind of follow along of like how it's all progressing. Then you can also have like sporadic things of like one of us could post, hey, we've just finished some new things. Like for example, I mean, something that Dawnwalker's doing. I mean, Kingdom Come's doing a bunch of stuff. Kingdom Come's great. For like that sort of stuff. Like they're sort of like a little bit different because they've already finished development, but Kingdom Come Deliverance. But with like their posts, I mean, they're doing live streaming the game, which is pretty cool. But then like you check their shorts, or their videos, you see a bunch of stuff. So we're seeing like a CGI trailer. They got some live action stuff that they're coming out with. They got a bunch of different trailers, cinematic story. That's pretty cool. I should check this out. Gameplay teasers, gameplay showcases, making of stuff, and then their shorts feed is like, it's like summarizing aspects. There's like, who are the villains in the game? You know, I don't know what Dark Corners is gonna be, but it's just like little shorts of like what the game's gonna be. And what you can see, so for example, craftsmanship, blacksmithing, it's just like a short explaining like what blacksmithing is gonna be like. Those sorts of things are like, you know, you can just do like sporadically every so often. and people are going to see like little, like you're not providing like a full-on write-up of some stuff that you're doing, but at the same time it's like cool because you can sort of see some like behind the scenes stuff. So like there's a lot of like stuff you got to think about. It's not like, if you want to do well, that is a great way as an indie that I've seen to be successful. Potentially even doing something on like Kickstarter often can do well if you have a good enough looking game. Like there's one that I found on Blue Sky, and then I decided, hey, let's follow the Kickstarter, and then the Kickstarter also brought a bunch of people, and then now it's actually like got quite a big community. That one's my Maple Forest that I've been following. I don't know how many people are in there, but I mean, online there's 172, and offline there's always going to be more, yeah. So you got, you know, maybe getting around 750, not 750, but you're getting closer to that. 700 almost people. So that's just on the Discord, so you know there's a lot of people looking forward to it, even outside of that. Maybe my camera just went green. I hate that, dude. There was a jump, for example, for my CPU, so I don't know if it was that, maybe. But I don't know why, but this one, CPU 2, is always the one that gets used. Not sure why. There's a really weird case right now. I don't know. What do we have open? Let me hide just in case I've got some of my information on here. I don't believe there is. But I saw there's no game bundles right now. What is this though? Support Los Angeles Fire. Yeah. There's not a single game bundle right now. I don't think... I was reading up about it, and I don't think there's never been no game bundles, of course outside of like the choice bundle, on Humble Bundle for ages. Usually there's like 3 to 5 bundles going consistently. So the fact that there's no bundles right now, a lot of people like... That either means like one or two things. Maybe they're making a bundle for the Los Angeles Fire, like a full-on, you know, you pay like $50, you get a shit ton of games, and then stuff like that. Maybe they're doing that. At the same time, is it something to be worried about? Like, are they running out of like people that they can work with for the bundles? And is that the issue? Which is really weird, because apparently Fanatical's having the same issue where they're not actually... Fanatical's struggling, or for the last little bit hasn't been able to come up with like new games in their bundles. It's just a lot of repeats. Although Fanatical often does a lot of Humble Choice stuff. So if you miss something in Humble Bundle Choice that you're after, then generally check Fanatical like a month later or something. Yeah. Amy's playing. Let's go. Kingdom Come's good. You would not enjoy it, I don't think, Amy. But yeah. Oh, yeah, no, what else was I was talking about what things I need to buy at the end. What else am I paying? Because I think I'm between two minds. Pretty much $500 my indie, or stick with Blender. I'm probably just gonna stick with Blender, but there are things that I really, really like Maya for. Like, if I'm just gonna pick up and start working on a new project, I'm gonna be doing that in Maya. At the same side, is that because Maya's kind of my main program anyway, and maybe I would be just as fast if I used Blender if Blender was my main program, which we can. This year, we're not getting taught like 3D modeling and stuff. I don't believe so. So it's like you're just doing whatever you're doing in your thing. So if you wanted to just use Blender, you can. And we have been able to do that in the past, but the teachers like don't do that because we're not going to help you if you use Blender or 3ds and stuff like that. Like we might help you, but we're not really inclined to because we're not teaching that. So I got a bunch of stuff for Blender, so Blender's fine. Like I enjoy using Blender generally, and I don't have any real qualms with it. There's stuff that I think needs to be improved, but for most of what I would do, it's fine. So, there's that. So I think I can scrap having to pay for that, Maya. Like, there's some stuff that'll be a bit sucky, like I lose access to Photoshop, After Effects, Lightroom, those things. But I've been doing my absolute hardest to scrap those as well. So I haven't used Photoshop for a while. The only reason I have used Photoshop really, I think, at all since I got Affinity was because the teacher was doing something in Photoshop, and it was like sometimes when the teacher's doing something in Photoshop, I'll still just use Affinity. But then there's the other case of like they're doing something hyper specific that you can't do in Photoshop, in Affinity. Like they'll be making like we're making noise patterns, for example, tileable noise patterns in Photoshop, and I don't believe you can do that in what do you call it, Affinity, or I haven't found it. So it's just like I need to follow with what they're doing. Like in reality, if I'm going to be doing that sort of stuff, I would be doing it in Substance Designer anyway. So I'm surprised we didn't just use that, but that's just what they use anyway. Our teacher. And then I don't think there's anything else that I'm really paying for, which is kind of good. I think I've pretty much scrapped everything that I'm paying for. There may be some new stuff, but what's my Clip Studio Paint? There's a new Clip Studio Paint update, actually, version, which I didn't buy because it cost money, but I saw it while I was overseas. I couldn't see what version I was on. So I'm on version 2.0, but they're up to version 4, I believe. So there may be a couple extra things that I'm missing out on. Oh, maybe Studio 3 then. They were up to 4. But generally I've been trying to buy alternatives. Oh yeah, there we go. 4.0. Comes out March. How much? Expensive. And you get the free. How do you get the upgrade though? Because I never got an upgrade email for 3.0. It's crazy though. Oh, here we go, upgrades. Okay, so it's only 10. So 15. Update. Access all future updates with this add-on for year 1. All future updates with this add-on. All future updates. Discounted version upgrade. So it's just that's just updates, which is useless. 2 to 3. That's expensive. I can upgrade to version 2.0. If I were to upgrade to 3.0. I mean, it's not the worst. Much better than buying new, but I wouldn't buy that personally. Because what even came with it? CSP version 3. I know version 4 doesn't really come with much. I'm surprised that I missed this though. Version 3. 3D models with hierarchical settings. VRM files. So something to do with VTuber stuff. Improved drawing features easily make poses symmetrical. Put normal maps. So 3.0. Import normal maps. Normal maps pretty cool, but like, bro, there's so many other programs. Layer comp. Create and switch between layer comps and set layer visibility. I mean, that's probably quite good. Record and see your work time. That's pretty cool, but nothing amazing. Improved mesh transformation will be nice, but increased number of divisions as well. I mean, that's just good, I guess. Enhanced tonal correction. That's nice. New filters. Pencil style. Oh, that's cool. Improved text features. That'll be good. The text features are kind of meh. There was a time before I got Affinity Photo where I was actually making my, because I was using Photoshop for a while for my thumbnails, and then I'm like, I need to switch off of Photoshop. It was when they were doing that shitty thing where you don't own your stuff. It was really bad. And so ever since that, I was using Clip Studio for some of my thumbnails and stuff like that. Not editing them. I just screen grab, add a bit of text, and that was it. But there was like, there's not really much control over text. So text improvements are always good. Still not great control over text. Like there's still a lot of missing stuff, but, and so, what do you call it? Affinity Photo is so much better in that regard. So much worthwhile. Totally add or delete layers within animation photos. Oh, that's good. Oh, audio scrubbing's good. Transparent animated GIF support. Oh, that's big. That's really, really good. But that's more like an EX thing than a base version, because you only get like 4 seconds or something, or 2 seconds. Watermark settings, nice. Smaller clip file size, that's great. Thumbnail of all registered images, that's pretty good. Simple mode. Only tablet and smartphone though. I mean, that's pretty good, but it's nothing like, you know what I mean? That isn't like crazy for me. Then what was 4.0? I didn't want to do that. Hold on. CSP4. I believe 4.0 was not amazing. A lot of 3D related things. Puppet Warp, pretty good, but I would never use this personally. Improve filters, preview and compare multiple filters while color correcting and refining your work. Like, I feel like if you're doing color correction and refining, I mean, if you're like a super Clip Studio fan, probably not bad, but I feel like it's almost better to just use something like Affinity Photo or Photoshop for that. Much better for that stuff. But I guess extract line art from images is great, and a blur is also pretty good. Like, those are good. Like, there's no way looking. I just don't think Like generally, I don't know how, I never have used like a filter for like my drawings, and my drawings are not great, so that's probably just like skill diff. But would you not usually, as a artist, just make things in mind so you don't need to filter? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you, like, for example, they sort of like change some of the colors and stuff like that, but would you have not like made that in mind? I guess it's always to enhance your stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. Like, Amy, you'd have a much better view on that than me, but I don't even think you do. I don't know. Maybe you do, but I don't know. Import convert to lines. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's actually really helpful. Hold on. But improves it. So maybe it's already a thing. But there's been times where, like, hey, we got, like, for example, when I was doing the thing last year, well, like the first year, we had to make indoor scenes and draw it, but we were allowed to do 3D. This would have made so much sense to just import what I made in 3D and then just do import to lines. Like that would be, that's good. So I mean, improvements are good, but if it already exists, then paint on 3D objects kind of cool, but I don't know. Cast shadows from 3D onto other 3D objects. That's good. STL support. This is a bit weird. Why would you need STL though? I guess it's nice to have that, but like, you know, STL is quite the different. You know what I mean? Like that's 3D printing stuff. I don't know why you'd use 3D printing stuff for drawing. Import motion, so that's pretty cool. VRM something. Face, so that's VTuber stuff, I believe. Some object snap. I mean, that's good. Does that not already exist? Maybe I'm crazy. Selection improved. Selection improvement is good, actually, because I know that there's some selection related things that I have issues with already, so that's pretty big. Tool sliders. Just brush slider, no opacity using sliders like in simple mode. Oh, I mean, that's probably good. Improved tool. I just don't think I'd use that personally. This one's probably the only thing that I'm thinking crazy. This one's probably also quite good. Improved tool and subtool palettes. Oh, this looks good. Because a little bit jumbled normally, so that does look actually improved. Much cleaner. Improved export. That's nice, but not anything crazy. They did the watermark feature last time though. Improved time-lapse function. Another lot of improving file sizes. Improved animation features, which are useless unless you're on EX. For the most part. Yeah, like for me, this is just kind of like meh. Maybe I get like, I upgrade my version if it's like a reasonable price before the end, but I don't know if I'd, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I gotta keep it real, like, they aren't selling themselves on like why you should do that. And a lot of people like, I think a lot of people are pretty similar. Like, I heard a lot of people that use Clip Studio 1 didn't bother with like Clip Studio 2. And they're just like, like, and I think like maybe 3 as well. Like a lot of people are just kind of like unless you, like, there wasn't a lot that was like overly improved and new. Journey. It was just kind of like meh. So, kind of continuing with that, mellowing out a bit like ZBrush and Maxon, where it's like, you're not getting much anymore. Like, I can't do anything more with ZBrush, and I don't want to. Like, I built my one version, I'm like, that's it for me. Which I'm so glad I got. I am like, dude, I have zero regrets when it comes to buying ZBrush on Gully. I mean, I haven't made my money's worth out of it, of course, but definitely, like, it has made my life so much easier. Even last year, like, so many people were having so many issues with like licenses and stuff for ZBrush. Cause you gotta, it's gone massively up for educational things. Recently got version 3. Oh, you bought it? I mean, use it a lot more than me, so it'd benefit you a lot more than it would benefit me. What features were you after? I'd be intrigued because I was looking through it, like deciding what updates I thought. It was cheap. That's fair. What did I say that I thought was good? I think Mesh Transform was pretty good. The Tonal, maybe. But I covered that. That was, I don't know. Pencil Style, maybe. I think this is good because I think there needs to be some improvements, but that could be even better again. This one's probably pretty good though. And then this is kind of like useless unless you have your filters, but honestly it wasn't much. But the UI update was nice, yeah. So I don't know. And then 4.0 had some features that were nice, but like once again, I think for me, I think a lot of it's very like niche improvements. They're doing a lot of improvements when it comes to like 3D models, but then of course like I don't know how many people actually utilize 3D models for their stuff, but I've never used that method. Maybe I get like 5.0 or something if there's something new, because I've been missing like 2 years. Never used them, yeah. So I've missed like 2 years, and it'll be like my third year I get the new version, and it seems not too expensive to upgrade, but yeah. I don't know. Just trying to think. I don't think there's anything else that I am paying for, really. The only thing I need to worry about now is that when I get my acceptance thing from school, like my school timetable or whatever, I can get the student version of YouTube Premium, so I don't have to pay as much money. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything else, which I'm pretty happy about. I've kind of like there are a lot of things that I'd buy yearly pretty much. And I've pretty much like got off of all that, really. So the only thing at the moment is Jenga that I'm paying for yearly. I don't really have plans to stop. Big up Jenga, honestly. Homies there. Straight homies. Awesome. I think I'm going to end stream. I'm just thinking, do I make a very quick video after stream of me talking about the new GeoGen update? We'll see. Anywho, I think I might do that. A quick maybe. I'm gonna try, dude. I tell you, I just unplugged my fucking headphones. I'm actually gonna meow at you, Amy. I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. Videos that I record 99% of the time are like 5 times the amount of time that I think it's gonna take. I'm like, let's record a quick 10 minute video. I like, you know, on a bit of a rant, look to the side on OBS. How long have we been recording for? 50 minutes! What the fuck? I'm just like, do I cut it? Nah. There's not much that I can cut. Like, I was going into it for each thing. Oh wow. 50-minute videos for you guys, so you guys can always like skip through the stuff. But yeah, that's why I don't know. You guys get a lot of long shit. It was so silly. This one should be quick because I don't know too much about a lot of the new stuff. So there's gonna be a little bit that I can talk about. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later. I should be streaming tomorrow. Hopefully 7. I started a little bit later today. That's because I was eating dinner a little bit later. But yeah, thank you all. You guys have a good one. I'll catch you guys hopefully tomorrow. Otherwise next time. See yous. Bye bye.